All right, so Manoj from TELiBrahma is going to present next.
Hi. Hello. So I think all my friends who presented over here actually emphasized on few points on knowing the internet is a big issue in India, mobile internet, and also that's the reason SMS actually has to be the mode, or even why the users were a little late coming on board because of slow internet speed. So I think that's the whole story about India in terms of mobile internet. So that's where we are also having a separate network, which is from an operator, which doesn't depend on mobile GPRS. Rather, it's a location-based services called as BlueFi, wherein we are working on this whole product or a solution. So I'm just not talking about the solution called BlueFi. Rather, I would explain this using the case study, which is a Coke Studio and Coke Studio India. So as you all would be aware, like Coke Studio was launched in India last year, though it was a very hit kind of a formula for them in Pakistan and other parts of the world. But for India, it was the first time they had launched. And Coke, being a sponsor, but not a content co-creator, wanted to distribute these contents. So that they had their own challenges, because for the first time they were in India, they were trying out with set of different kind of music to be distributed to the users, but they were because of the size of the content and also with the kind of reach they were looking for, they had their own challenges, which TELiBrahma could take up and then had a solution. So as this is a thing, I think this should be an encouraging thing for all the people over here, wherein we see that the mobile entertainment industry is almost 4.9 billion by 2015. That's the future of mobile entertainment. So do we have a content? Yes, we do. I think we have a lot more content across the world. So contents are ready. Are consumers ready? They are always ready. So would they have the devices? Yes. Now with the growing mobile phones in the market, devices are always there. We're starting from a feature phone to a iPhone or a smartphone, what you call. So you have these devices. Do they have a data connectivity? Maybe, may not be. So with the growing, I think that's when you're talking about 2011 or 2010, yeah, then the question was, it was like a very less percentage. Now it's increasing, but yeah, still the answer is maybe. Would they pay? Not all of them. When you're actually charging for a content, it might be a music or it might be any game. So your number of user base always decreases. So that's what this whole challenge what Coke Studio had. So Coca-Cola has been always associated with music around the world. So that's how they actually were very much interested in Coke Studio. That's how they came into India with the Coke Studio partnership. And the brand that got associated, the whole Coke Studio, as you know, it is a combination of getting different types of music genres together and then creating a content and then distributing or doing it. So here's basically what the objective of this particular whole thing was, like, give them a higher ROI for whatever they are partnering with MTV for creating those particular content, connect with the consumers, their TG and the music class, and also great brand recall, because they have invested a lot of money with the Coke Studio as a Coca-Cola. So what is the brand recall they have? So that is the objective of this whole campaign. So the solution what we were thinking was, for these questions were like, can we reach out to the non-data customers with rich content? So yes, we can always host these contents in a link and then ask people to download it. But what about people who are not using these, like don't have a GPRS connection? Because Coca-Cola, being into a mass brand, they wanted to reach out to each and every customer, be it tier 2, tier 3, or even a rural kind of a place. That's why they wanted to reach out to people ranging from various phones. So for this we came up with this whole thing. Yeah, I think we can move. So basically brand challenge was to achieve the critical reach to connect with M entertainment, retail and the brand touch points. So with the encounter, so consumers could actually, what the whole solution was, we have around 1,500 locations across India, which are permanently Bluetooth enabled and also Wi-Fi enabled. So a person can actually walk into that particular location, hook onto that particular network either by turning on his Bluetooth or his Wi-Fi, and then get these contents on their mobile phone. It's again user, whatever the user feels like downloading, only those contents can be downloaded, wherein it is a on-demand kind of a content. So content offered with almost 1,000 plus locations covering 25 cities. And we also took care that these, like even the co-partner locations like McDonald's, Domino's or other, the Canter vans, those get converted into mobile stations or Bluetooth stations, wherein wherever those vans travel, you can actually distribute those contents onto the people. So this is how the content catalog would look, wherein the person would actually have different things, where wallpapers, music, ringtones, and even the video, wherein a video which is almost like 8 minutes, when it's converted to a mobile format, it will be at least an 8 MB with a good quality. So that kind of a data which were getting distributed to the user at free of cost, and the speed was almost like 5 to 10 seconds what it takes for a user to download those contents on his mobile phone. So results were like 10 million plus downloads achieved in 45 days. That's what the duration of the whole campaign was. On average, each user downloaded around 10 content, and user downloaded contents with 1,500 plus different handsets. These handsets varied from feature phones to smartphones, and more than 70% were non-GPRS users that actually downloaded these contents. So these were the achievements and highlights, wherein we have created a new model for entertainment, wherein the success of this particular campaign is like, even this year Coke Studio will be available in all the locations where we have our things, wherein maybe starting next week, if you can visit near us, Coffee Day or Burger Stars or even a McDonald's, you can actually get these contents on your mobile phone free of cost, and created a new medium. And also brand expectation was exceeded by 100%, because their target was not was to reach to the mass, but then the target was around 5 to 6 million. With the network what we have, we did easily achieve these particular 10 plus million downloads. So yeah, we have always seen that because of the rich content, the number of repeated users who come back to our network are pretty huge. And because of Coke Studio, we saw that it's almost 45% of the consumers came back for the content, and then that's how it is. Thanks.
Thanks, Manoj. Any questions for Manoj?
What kinds of music, what kinds of videos are the most popular?
So it was a clip of 30-second to 8-minute video, and it had all the contents which were a mix of like a fusion music from various genres.
So you said you partnered with Cafe Coffee Days and other outlets like Melodies. So what was their gain? How would they leverage out of this partnership?
See, basically with whatever the partnership we have with our location is like they give us their customers, wherein we put our routers to get their customers. So we work on a revenue share with our location partners. But apart from that, in this particular context, it was more of they getting the repeated users coming back to their location, wherein the user who gets a good content, they would definitely come back to this particular location. So that's what repeated footfall was a bigger advantage what they saw, more than a revenue sharing.
Any other questions? Thank you so much, Manoj.